Broadcast live.
It's the beginning.
Hey.
You know, you are approachable now. You're approachable.
I guess.
A smile changes everything.
I'm smiling every day, brother.
You know, we out here with Blaklez. It is what it is.
Yes,
you
sir.
know what I mean?
Finally.
I don't know if I've outgrown calling you black lesbian, but hey, you know.
Slick bitch.
What's up, B?
I'm good, though.
Good seeing you,
Chilling.
man. As
Likewise.
is, you know, this is long overdue. You know, long overdue. The album be now better late than never. Than never. You know.
Baby brother. You think about the opening song that you like, better late than never. Baby brother.
Baby, you see if I don't title shit properly. But you know I do my homework.
Yeah.
That's all that matters,
Yeah,
you know, baby brother.
yeah.
Firstly, why the title?
Because I'm the last born in my family. That's the easiest explanation. The baby brother, the last born in the family can either be the black sheep, or they can be somebody that turns their life around and be like the pride of the family. So I've been fortunate enough to work my way through the ranks in the family from being the black sheep to, you know,
To be the bride.
Yeah.
All right, that's dope. How many brothers, sisters do you have?
I've got 3 sisters and a big brother.
Jeez, like 3 sisters
Yeah.
and a big brother.
Yeah.
Older brother.
Yeah, everybody. So,
I think you're a handful. I can imagine. I can imagine sitting with your whole family, with your siblings.
you don't know the half, bruh. You have no idea.
Yeah.
I've been, my late mother tell you, yo, this guy. I remember the one time was like a valedictory service, and I gave her the invite, like, yo, go in this valedictory. She looked at me and says, you're not gonna get anything anyway.
Yeah.
Because I was playful throughout the year.
Yeah.
But unfortunately or fortunately for her, I was valedictorian. I scooped up major academic awards, sports awards.
Yeah.
And then, you know, because I was still a little bit of a rebel, so they called her up on stage and she was crying and I was mad cold.
Yeah.
Because of what she said last night. She's hugging me and I'm like, there's a rapper about it.
You're so bitter. You're so bitter. Even
Dog.
Do you see your bitterness? This is what I've been telling you all your life. That like, leave the bitterness.
Yo, I
you
used
know
to
what
be
I mean?
mad petty.
You
yo.
ice
It
grilling
started-
your mother
yo,
or something.
gang
What'd you
banging
say last night?
Yeah, gang banging on bacon. I was like, funny, and I got the poker face from her because everybody. I mean, I remember Lute was like interviewing me, like Lute and Speedster, and they were like, "Why are you such a serious person?" I'm like, I'm not serious. I just have this face.
You got a priest face.
Yeah, an exorcist.
Oh, that's crazy. That's crazy.
So yeah, I mean, I've just had this face, man.
At least you got some shit. I gave my mother a demerit, but I put the D. I put my finger on the D. I said, "It's a merit, ma. Sign it."
But you know what? Because I put her through health, you know, throughout my high school. So I had to like change everything and turn it around.
Yeah.
And in matric, I was like, yo, here you go, boom, boom. This buys me another 5 years of just doing
Fucking
well.
around. Yeah.
You know?
Do you feel? I mean, it's funny, you know. Life repeats itself, and old habits always come back. You
Right.
know. Do you feel that like this is just based on our conversation earlier on before we started? Do you feel that like your life is repeating itself because in school you are maybe a fuck up, but when you are closing, you're like, actually, let me actually like prove a point.
Yes.
And I'm better than this fuck. I can fuck up, but I'm better than these fuck ups.
Yes.
Do you feel that even in the industry, not that you fucked up in the industry, but
say what you need to say.
I mean, I feel that like, you know, I wouldn't say you fucked up, but I think that you take things for granted.
Yeah.
I think you haven't fucked up per se, but you've
Yeah.
taken things for granted.
feel you.
And you've had expectations and you've had entitlement. And with that being said, you know, I think you're getting to a point in your life where you're like, shit, I'm better than that. I'm gonna create my own destiny.
Yeah.
It's like history repeating itself.
Yeah, it feels like that. I mean, we had this conversation when, like 2 years ago.
Yeah. And you weren't there 2 years ago. I'm feeling that you're there now. You know what I mean?
Yeah. This energy is real now. Like I've got like such a. I think, you know, I think you put it the right way, where you say life has a funny way of repeating itself, where you feel like you're coming full circle. The same little kind of delinquency, if I could call it that, that hit me, you know, as a kid, hit me in my adulthood in a way where I was like kind of rebellious and cold and brash and unapproachable. I know you want to add on.
No, I want to add on.
Yeah, so,
I want to add on to the names. You can crucify yourself.
Confrontational.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes a little bit violent.
Yeah.
Those things, you know, I mean, they came from, you know, you get into an industry, and when I was a kid, I've always wanted to change the world, and I got into this industry, and I thought I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it my way. And you get in here and you realize that there's so many obstacles that everyone has to go through. Well, not exactly everyone, but most people have to go through them. And I became very upset. I became angry. I spent a lot of my time in this industry upset.
Yeah.
Upset at the individuals, upset at the machine. I just wanted to break it. I wanted the people who were operating the machine to die. You know?
I hope I ain't one of them kids.
You might have been. I'm kidding.
I'm sure.
Nah.
But I just always saw you from the side, and I just said, and they get angry, but he won't be alright.
No, yeah, I mean, I you know, again, it was that extreme where I felt like, you know, and I tweeted the other day that I feel like the best way to fix this world is to burn it and create a new one with new human beings. Which I think eventually will happen, but because we're so far gone as a, you know, but I felt like that a long time ago, but not seeing myself as the problem as well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Not seeing where I could fix myself. I saw wrong in the world, but I didn't see wrong in me and in my whole approach. So I think that's the difference now, where if you see certain things that need to be improved, then you just shut your mouth and go about it. So back then I was just like very angry.
Yeah, I mean, to fix the world, you got to fix yourself first. You know what I mean?
Correct.
Because the world is made out of people.
Yeah.
So the truth is that sometimes some people think that they aren't the tools of the distraction. They think that like they are outside the world. But you know, you gotta be a part of it. But let's get into the album. Better Late Than Never. That's the intro, first song. What do you want us to hear from the jump when this song starts?
I mean, Better Late Than Never is. I mean, my album came later than expected. I think a full year almost, and I wanted to ease people into it. If you listen to Better Late Than Never, I wanted people to get those jazzy melodic vibes from the beginning. Feel good. You know, an inspirational song like Food for the Soul, a song that you can play in the background at a barbecue, a song that you can listen to in your car by yourself and then be zone out, but the words and, you know, the melody, everything is just like subconsciously in you. You know, I thought it was a good way to start the album, to get people's, you know, to whet people's appetites as to what's to come. So, I mean, this kid Delight, you know, is on the hook. I mean, he speaks about being focused and going to get yours, which is the tone of the album that, you know, now I'm not in a situation where I'm expecting anyone to give me anything. If there's assistance that comes, it's great, but it's an inspirational song about how you need to wake up in the morning and make sure that you chase your dreams and try and make them happen. You know, as who said get up? Oh, Fabulous says get up out that bed and make your dreams meet real life. And you know, that song is kind of like that, where you want to wake up from your dream and make the real life, you know, the dream. So yeah.
So on No Worries, which is the next song, you say you love queens, the type that run a household. How have been the ladies receiving this, or rather, how's the hashtag #MeToo group receiving this?
The type to, I'm looking for a queen. The type to run the household when a man runs.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh man, let me tell you something interesting. You know, but my situation is so weird because a lot of people would have thought that, you know, the mother of my child and I, when we broke up, it was like, okay, he ran. You know? And I suppose it will come across like that when you've just, like, you've made a baby and the situation doesn't work out. Which it was more complex than that. But I can understand how people can interpret it like that. And also she could, because she would have to, you know, women are in the unfortunate position sometimes that they carry the children. It's a fortune, it's a blessing, but the man is sometimes I think the world kind of excuses the man for the lack of responsibility that they take, myself included. It's because as a woman you carry the burden. We see when you're pregnant, you have to go through it for 9 months, mood changes, mood swings. Afterwards you have to breastfeed, you know. If you break up with the guy, you wake up at 3 a.m. by yourself, the guy's not there. You run the household, you make sure that you're strong enough to do it, and I think a lot of women are queens in that sense. So I wasn't saying that I want to chill while the woman does it. I was saying that I was paying homage in a sense, that saying that women have to deal with that burden.
Yeah.
And I love, and my mother, I mean, my folks split when I was young. I was like 5 years old, and my stepmom's been in my life for the longest time. My mom passed 5 years ago, God bless her. So I've known my mom as a queen as well, so I'm paying homage to those people who have no time to be bitter because they have to raise kings, other kings and queens. They have to be strong when the man runs away. Yeah.
So I mean, I'm glad that you also brought that in about your own life, because you're once in the papers for all type of personal things.
True.
And a lot of other artists end up in the public spats, with their significant others. What's interesting? What advice do you give anyone about matters of the heart that spill over to the public, and how do you get to a no worries level? I laughed because I remember that you've got a line where they go, they want us to read Abozinhle, and I was like, how rich is this nigga? How rich is this nigga?
They'd rather tell you about DJ Zinhle's boyfriend. I wasn't talking about who you thought I was talking about. There was a time when they...
Come on.
Let me explain. There was a time, I remember they wrote about her husband her boyfriend.
The so-called con man.
The business, yes. Yeah. They were trying to put her in that. They were trying to sort of mix her name in that. And I happened to see that. So it kind of angered me that people will want to tarnish her name. That's a story that, I saw it on the front page, and I think while it was happening, there were reports of what was happening. I think there were state capture reports or something. There were just much more important stories, which they gave that one a big headline and big pictures, and her pictures being used there, which I understand. I relate to as well, because my picture, my baby mama's picture has been used for stories that concern me, which is weird. You understand what I'm saying? So I was saying that the newspapers, the media would rather tell you about stories that you don't care. Who cares if her boyfriend or her ex-boyfriend did this? Why would you rather tell us about that than tell us about what we care about? That song Cool Slaves, those lines are taken from Cool Slaves. The song is about just being black and proud and young and free. Don't shackle us with the burdens that have nothing to do with us. And I wasn't speaking about who you think I was speaking about. So
it's close, obviously that's what we don't think about.
Yeah, but
no one will remember that guy.
Yeah, true, but
sorry, guy.
Again, and
he wasn't there for long enough.
I was unfortunate enough that as soon as I said that they were no longer together, now it seemed this guy.
So Cool Slaves, talking about that, I was gonna get to that. What is a cool slave? And you have this statement where you say, Josie never changed me.
I hope my mama knows I'm getting love from Kuruman to Mamelo. I bond with the people, number 7 with the 00, and tell a superficial celebrity run along. People, what Jimmy comes to Josie, man? With Jane and Jane or...
Do you guys consider where you from as a Jimmy come to Josie? Because I think you guys are just very close to us. Pretoria.
Yes. I remember, I don't write for just Blaklez. This album wasn't written from this is me, Blaklez. I'm writing for everybody. So sometimes you embellish when you write songs, like you write books. You embellish a character and you say I could sit with you and tell you tomorrow. I could tell your story and not say it's you, but I tell it in a funky way, and then you'd be like, wait, this guy, So no, Pretoria is a little bit better than Joburg in a sense that it's not Joburg. Everything happens here. I feel like it almost, for the longest time, until I think Durban and Mufftown broke the stranglehold, felt like if Josie had to provide the
Standards.
stamp of approval. So you get a lot of people who come from small towns who get here and they change. Ask anybody, like there are some people who come from like maybe somewhere in the northwest or Limpopo. When they go back there, they start speaking Zulu there to people. I'm fine, I'll show tea.
Yeah.
You don't see a guy from KZN going back and speaking Tswana over there.
Yeah.
It's like, so yeah, that's what I meant. And cool slaves, what's a cool slave? I mean, there's a line there that says, we're in the club looking like a bunch of new slaves. You know, speaking about chains and I'm not, there's nothing against chains. I'm just saying that people are wired to be, for some reason, it's like we're so colonized that we feel that certain items that we own make us free, or they show that we're
Free.
financially there.
Yeah.
But you're in the club and you're like a puppet on the strings.
Yeah.
You have to behave a certain way because the Western world requires that a rap artist behave this way. So we're in the club popping bottles, looking good, draped in the finest attire because the other guys do it. It looks cool like that, but you're not really being yourself. So you look cool, but inside you're a slave because you don't know who you are.
That's dope.
Broadcast live